We don't respect you at all. We're just going to do whatever we want.
Love you.
Graz, what was the awkward moment?
Well, Nick Sirianni here yelling at the fans after, admittedly a tough loss. Oh, wait, he won? And this is how he was acting? That's awkward. Why are we yelling at the fans, man? Just take your win and go act like a professional. What are you doing?
Yes, he was yelling at them because he finds it unproductive when the fans boo. This, of course, is a very productive thing for a coach to be doing, is going over there and engaging with them. Well, anyway, afterwards or yesterday, he went out and apologized yesterday. Here's what he said.
I was trying to bring energy yesterday, enthusiasm yesterday. And I'm sorry and disappointed on how my energy was directed at the end of the game. My energy should be all in on coaching, motivating, right, and celebrating with our guys. And I got to have better wisdom and discernment of when to use that energy.
Yeah, he's on solid ground there.
Hold on. I'm gonna defend him. I'm gonna defend him a little bit.
Please.
What else is his job? We have.
That's the defense.
Hold on. Hold on a second. Let me finish.
Okay.
Roseman brings in the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator.
Right.
They basically have all he can do is get people excited. And so the players around him seem to enjoy him going back and forth. I mean, I'm grasping at straws. But I like it. I mean, hey, look,
They told him
a little bit.
They told him don't talk to the quarterback. Leave the quarterback alone. Yeah, I get it. What is painful about the apology, and generally, if you were wrong, I think people should apologize. But for Nick Sirianni, it feels like we're watching him slowly bleed credibility week after week after week. And it's a painful thing to watch, and having him look like not even fully contrite, but look like someone chastised him in the back room and he went out there and repeated. You could tell that whoever talked to him said the word energy a lot.
Yeah.
They told him, direct your energy in the right place. And it just was uncomfortable to see him. It just feels like they're losing faith
Would that
in
person
him.
be Lori, who brings him in the office and here's your apology? Say it like that. Say it just like this.
Probably.
The answer to the question of what his job is he's the public face of the organization. Right. Yeah. Nobody talks to the media or stands out in front and represents the organization more often during the season than the head coach does. And what he projects is on behalf of the organization. So if he's yelling at fans and he's snapping back at questions in a press conference with his kids all around, I mean, like, you're not acting like a professional. You're not even really acting like a grown-up. And I think that is his job, is to be the grown.
Okay, so I want to fast forward because they're kind of just repeating themselves and saying all this, and I've already kind of echoed and talked about this. But Jason Kelce speaks about it, and I want to get to Jason Kelce's remarks about it, because obviously Eagles fans are going to love Jason Kelce. Let's see what he has to say.
Obviously, he knows that was not the right way to handle that situation. You just saw it there, and everybody knows that was inappropriate. But this is a guy that knows that his energy is going to feed the football team. That energy, even though it comes out in the wrong way sometimes, like it did at the end of that game, if that is going to get the best out of him, is that emotional energy that he can then infuse into other people, I'm all for it. Not doing that at the end of games and talking to the fans, but taking it out on the field, doing it with your players.
I'm the only one who thinks, and I'm not even saying this kiddingly, and I love that Jason Kelce works for us, that they would be way better off if he was their coach. Like, teams have brought in, you went back and just...
Okay, well, Jason Kelce is not going to be the coach of the Eagles, so, Okay, let's talk about this. I talked about this already before to a degree, and I'm not going to harp on this too much. But I wanted to kind of really parallel, compare what Jason Kelce is saying and what all these other guys are saying. And obviously Jeff Saturday obviously has deep experience of playing. Here's the problem, right? Nick Sirianni, apparently he still has a lot of control over what they do offensively and defensively, at least in a game management perspective. That has been a problem for the Eagles. So it's not like that's even being done very well, right? We know he's not the play caller. We know he's not the he doesn't design the defense. He's not, the brains behind the offense, and he's not calling any defensive or offensive plays, but he still inserts himself. And it just becomes really tough to do your job. And if I'm the OC and I'm the play caller and I'm calling plays, and I don't know at any moment when I'm going to then have Sirianni jump in and say, this is what I want, or hey, that last drive, we didn't run the ball enough. Run now. I want you to run more. Like, whatever it may be. Like, that's so difficult to do your job, right? It's like, depending on what type of job you have, whether you're a teacher, a carpenter, right? Doing, really doesn't matter whether you're a doctor. Like, it is hard to do your job. If you're doing surgery and then now another doctor comes in and says, hey, I really need you to go do this thing. It's like, oh, well, just let me do my job, right? If you're ripping up carpet, a job that I have had in the past, and you have someone inserting you and being like, hey, you really need to do it this way instead of that way. It's like, just let me do it. I've just did all these rooms. I just ripped off all the carpet off in 10 of these rooms right now. Like, why are you coming right now to tell me what to do? Like, it's just so disruptive, unless you're actually helping me. Unless if you're like, hey, yeah, actually the way you're doing it is a lot harder. If you do it this way, look how much easier it is to rip up the carpet. It's like, oh, thank you. That's not what he's doing, right? Like, and so it can become so disruptive. And now to talk about what Jason Kelce is saying, right? He's passionate, he loves his guys, right? And saying how this is what he's using to kind of motivate the guys. And you even saw Brandon Graham, like I saw him have a big smile on his face, and Gardner Johnson and all that. But here's the reality. They're not playing great. They don't look like they have that energy on the field. They don't look like that they're well prepared. If they did, and that's why I keep comparing this team to the Detroit Lions and Dan Campbell, because Dan Campbell notoriously has that rah-rah motivational energy that a lot of people love. And you can see it on the field. You can see how well prepared the Lions are and how hard they play, right? It's why they are leading the NFL in yards after contact, because they just go so hard. So if that rah-rah and intensity and passion translated to the players that Nick Sirianni apparently is trying to bring and that the players love, then why does it not show up on the field? Right? That is the problem. And just because some players like it doesn't mean what it's right. Okay? Kids love substitute teachers because they can do whatever they want, right? And they don't actually have to really learn a lot of stuff because they get to watch movies. Doesn't mean that that's going to help you learn and be better, right? A lot of coaches that I've had in the past who I loved were not always the best coaches and certainly didn't always get the best out of me. Some of my favorite coaches, I knew more than them at the time, and it was like, yeah, I love this guy. It's awesome. He lets me do whatever I want, but I didn't grow. I stayed the same, and maybe I learned how to be a leader because I kind of had to be like my own coach and my own leader in that regard. But like, that wasn't the intention of the coach. That was just something that happened just because. But I certainly didn't grow. And some of the coaches that I hated more than anything, I absolutely, positively, undeniably got better. And significantly better, and reached very high levels because of that coach that I hated. Now, I've also had coaches that I have absolutely hated that I did not get better because they made everything just harder. And I had other coaches that I love that I did also grow and get better, right? So it's not all or nothing here. But the NFL is littered with coaches that have been fired, that players have loved, and it was obviously the right decision, right? I mean, they loved the Staley out in with the Chargers. And moving on from him was the right move. So these coaches that players like, it doesn't automatically mean that that's a good thing. And it's just kind of jarring right now with the Philadelphia Eagles, quite frankly, because I see them as such a highly run franchise, right? They are. And in the last 20 plus years or so, they have the third most playoff wins. They have such stability, right? Look at what's going on with Dallas right now, right? Dallas hasn't been to an NFC championship game in 30 years, and they have Jerry Jones is crazy, yelling at people in the radio and stuff, right? Like, just like bizarre, weird stuff. You see whatever's going on with the Cleveland Browns, that's a mess. The Panthers, a mess, right? There's the NFL all around the league is just filled with messes. And the Philadelphia Eagles have not been that. And it is, when you look at this, I don't know how you are as an Eagles fan. You see all this nonsense with Nick Sirianni, and it just doesn't make sense to me. And it doesn't make sense to me like how they brought him back this season, because anyone can tell that he is not going to be back. He's not going to be the coach in 2025. And who believes that? Who honestly believes that Nick Sirianni is going to be the coach next season? So it's just like, so then what are you doing right now? And Harbaugh was available. He instantly has made the Chargers a better team. Instantly. And when you hear those players talk, especially before the season started, you had some of the players that were already on the team say, I've never had a coach who pays such close attention to detail. The things that we're working on now and the things that we're doing, we're just so locked in on the details. And it shows up, and they're not even healthy, and they don't have a great roster right now because they have to rebuild, right? It takes a minute or two, and they're having injury issues, especially with Justin Herbert. So I'm not acting like they're blowing teams out right now, but like they don't have the roster of the Eagles. Not even close. Yet the Chargers look better prepared. They're better coached. They are locked in on the details. They can be, resilient to injuries. Again, I'm not acting like it's all sunshine and roses over there, because I said they are dealing with legitimate injury issues, especially at the quarterback position, so that's difficult to overcome. But you can tell that's instantly a better run franchise when they moved on from their player-friendly coach and got a real coach who locks into football, who understands every little thing that needs to be done, who knows how to run practices, who knows how to hire staff and gets great people, right? Who actually has control over the team. This is shaping up to be just very messy. And when you see Sirianni, again, if you're an Eagles fan, like, I don't know how you're not embarrassed. And I know Eagles fans are, because I see in the comments. I saw when the original video of Sirianni yelling at fans and all that, like, I saw the comment section of everyone just being like, oh my God. And this is Eagles fans now. This is like local, the local social media platforms, the social media the local pages on the social medias for the Eagles. And you could see it's all Eagles fans just being like, oh my God, get this guy out of here. This is so embarrassing. What the heck? So it's like, if the fans are feeling that, how is Jeffrey Lurie not feeling that? How is Harry Roseman not feeling that? How are some of the players not feeling that way? I guarantee you some players probably like it, the immature players, or the players that have already, got their money, got their rings, and are just kind of like, yeah, I'm chilling. I want to win another ring. I want to be great, but, not every year is going to be 2017 or 2022, right? They've been around the league long enough. They get it. So they are kind of just enjoying the ride, trying to take it all in because they know their career is probably near the end. And I get that mentality to a large degree. But, some of the players that are still hungry, that want to get after it, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae, you are not going to tell me that they like this. I just do not believe it for a second. And I just think it's a fundamental issue. And I find it genuinely shocking that this is happening to the Philadelphia Eagles, and the fact that they have not made the appropriate moves with regarding the head coaching position. I find it a very, very, very surprising. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about this ongoing discussion around Nick Sirianni and the Philadelphia Eagles? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.